Good morning.
Morning.
The jail should be logging in shortly.
All right, sounds good.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me in the jail? I didn't hear a response.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear us?
Oh, okay, right. Thank you. Okay. On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Stephanie, Jaquise, and Dunham. Council appearance, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Jonathan Foreman, Office of Public Defender, here with Ms. Dunham, who is appearing separately by Zoom. We waive her in-person appearance.
Okay, you are Stephanie Dunham.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Dunham, today's the date scheduled for an arraignment. I have a felony complaint here. The allegations are that on or about July 19, 2025, at the area of 1014 Leslie Street, Lansing, Michigan, that you did allegedly commit the act in count 1 of assault with a dangerous weapon, also called felonious assault. The allegations are that you did make an assault upon a Tyler Jacob Wysack with a dangerous weapon, that being a kitchen knife, but without intending to commit the crime of murder or to inflict great bodily harm less than the crime of murder, and that this was contrary to MCL 750.82. This is a felony. The maximum penalty is 4 years in prison and or $2,000 in fines. Your DNA is to be taken upon arrest, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Do you understand the charge in count 1, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, we have count 2 of domestic violence, says on or about July 19, 2025, at the same address, 1014 Leslie Street in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, that you allegedly made an assault or assault and battery upon Tyler Jacob Wysack, an individual with whom you had a child in common, and or a resident or former resident of your household, and or an individual with whom you had a dating relationship, and that this is contrary to MCL 750.812. Count 2 is a misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. Again, a consecutive sentence may be imposed if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Do you understand the charge in count 2?
Yes.
Okay, you have the right to counsel. Mr. Foreman is here for the purposes of your arraignment, but you do have the right to have an attorney represent you at all of your court appearances, and the right to have an attorney represent you if you're questioned by law enforcement. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can make a request to have the public defender's office represent you at the expense of the public. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You can plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute. If you stand mute, this matter will continue all the way through to a jury trial. You have the right to have a preliminary examination in this case because count 1 is a felony. And you have the right to have that exam within 21 days of today's date unless you waive the timeline for that or the court finds good cause to go beyond 21 days. At the time of your examination, you can require that the prosecution first establish that they have sufficient probable cause that the crime alleged or the felony alleged was committed, and then probable cause sufficient to charge you as the person who committed the felony. Do you understand your right to preliminary examination?
Yes.
Okay. You have the right, again, to take this matter to jury trial. You are innocent until proven guilty, and you can carry that presumption of innocence all the way to your trial and require the prosecution prove each element of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You can maintain your silence at trial and not have silence be used against you, or you can waive silence and testify at your trial. You have the right to subpoena witnesses to testify on your behalf and to present evidence that you believe show a defense to the charges being brought against you. And then you also have the right to see, hear, and question any witness this prosecution calls to testify against you. You are currently scheduled for a probable cause conference before Judge Stacia Buchanan. It's going to be August 1st at 2 p.m. You can appear in person or via Zoom. For your preliminary examination, that's scheduled for August 8th at 9 a.m. You must appear in person for that. Did you receive a notice to appear, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Is she requesting public defender to represent her?
Yes, Judge.
Now, the court's going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. What's your home address, ma'am?
1014 Leslie Street.
Okay,
I can provide an
And you
alternate
want to-
address to the court, Judge.
okay, is she gonna stay during the pendency of this matter?
That would be at 6240 Rutherford Avenue. And that's East Lansing, 48823.
Whose home is this?
That's her mother's address.
Okay, is Ms. Dunham employed?
Yes.
Where?
Provision Living in East Lansing.
What's your phone number?
517-256-9404.
Thank you. Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No.
Do you have any other criminal matters pending?
No.
Counsel, you can address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Dunham. She informed me that although she has some minor criminal history, she has an OWI from a couple of years ago. She has no felonious or assaultive criminal history of any kind. She's lived in Lansing for her entire adult life, and she's working right now, as she noted to the court. She will be staying with her mom and her two children during the pendency of this case. So for those reasons, we would request a personal bond in this matter.
Okay, bond is set in the amount of 500 personal recognizance, but with GPS tether. You have the following bond conditions. You're not to have contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim, that's Taylor Wysick. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So you can't have anybody contact him on your behalf. You can't speak directly or indirectly through text message or any other medium of communication. Do you understand that?
Yes. Can I ask how we co-parent? Like, is it okay if somebody,
Yeah. You can
or
ask
does he,
the,
I have the
you
baby?
can ask the family court. You can ask the family court how you co-parent, okay? I don't deal
Okay.
with parenting. Thank you. As it relates to the GPS tether, you're not to be within 2,000 feet of wherever he lives, works, or goes to school. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, you're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or drugs unless you have a valid prescription. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval from the court. You're not to possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. You must report to pretrial services within 48 hours of your release from custody. Do you have any questions at this time?
No.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. You're all set, ma'am. Now, this is the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jeremy Adam Fowler, counsel appearance.
Yep, sure.
Apologies, Your Honor. Jonathan Foreman, Office of the Public Defender, here with Mr. Fowler, who's appearing from the Lansing Police Department lockup. We waive any in-person appearances today.
Thank you, Mr. Fowler. I have a misdemeanor complaint here, and the allegations are that on or about July 18th, 2025, at the area of 406 Dunlap Street, City of Lansing, Ingham County, that you allegedly committed the act in count 1 of domestic violence, second offense notice. The allegations are that you did make an assault or assault and battery upon a Bridget Fowler, an individual with whom you have a child in common, or a resident or former resident of your household, or your spouse, and that this is contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.812. It says, take notice that the defendant was previously convicted of assaulting or assaulting and battering his or her spouse, former spouse, an individual with whom he had a dating relationship, an individual with whom he had a child in common, or a resident or former resident of his or her household, or of knowingly assaulting a pregnant individual by violating Michigan Compiled Law 750.812 on or about April 19th, 2024, and therefore upon conviction will be subject to an enhanced sentence under MCL 750.814. That makes count one a misdemeanor with the maximum penalty of 1 year and or $1,000 in fines, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Do you understand the charge and the maximum penalty?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. The public defender's office is representing you today for your arraignment only, but you do have the right to make a request to have the public defender's office represent you throughout the pendency of this matter if you cannot afford to hire your own attorney. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute. And if you stand mute, the matter will continue to a jury trial. You have the right to the presumption that you're innocent, and you can take this matter to jury trial and require the prosecutor prove each element of the charge of domestic violence second offense beyond a reasonable doubt. You can maintain your silence at trial and not have that used against you, or you can waive your silence and testify at your jury trial. You have the right to see, hear, or question any witness that they call to testify against you, and the right to subpoena witnesses that can testify on your behalf, and the right to present evidence that you believe show a defense to the charges being brought against you. You have any questions about those rights?
No, ma'am.
You're currently scheduled for a pre-trial conference before Judge Tony Flores. It's going to be on August 5th at 10:30. You can appear in person or by Zoom. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he requesting the public defender's office?
Yes, Judge.
The court's entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Where is he going to stay during the pendency of this matter?
He believes he'll be able to stay with friends, Your Honor. He just doesn't have a specific address he's able to provide to the court at this time. He's going to make contact with his friends when if he's able to gain access to his phone.
Where are you employed, sir?
Profile metal forming in Potterville, Michigan.
Repeat that for me.
Profile metal forming in Potterville, Michigan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's your phone number?
517-256-1201.
Are you on probation or on parole?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any other criminal matters pending?
I do not, ma'am.
You can address bond counsel.
Thank you, Judge. The court, I think, is aware of Mr. Fowler's prior criminal history based on its reading of the complaint. My understanding is that the prior domestic violence is only a prior criminal conviction. He informed me he's never failed to appear for court. He's lived in mid-Michigan for his entire adult life, and he's working right now, as he informed the court. So he has strong community ties. We'd ask the court to grant a personal recognizance bond with any conditions the court deems appropriate here.
Okay, you're accurate. I only see one prior conviction, which was for domestic violence, and it appears that he would have recently been discharged from probation on this matter. A bond is set in this matter at 500 personal recognizance with GPS tether. And victim notification if possible. You're not to be at the address of 406 Dunlap Street. You're not to be within 2,000 feet of wherever the victim lives, works, or goes to school. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You must report to all of your court dates. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to have alcohol or drugs unless a valid prescription is in your name. You're not to possess a firearm, weapon, or ammunition. And you must provide the court with an address where you'll be staying within 48 hours to remain compliant with your bond conditions. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
I am unsure. Does that mean that I need to come up with 500, or is that a 10% of the 500? I don't.
It's personal recognizance, so you don't have to come up with anything, sir. You just
Oh.
have to get a GPS tether before you leave. Okay?
Okay. It's understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And
Any
Your Honor,
additional questions?
for my records, could you repeat the name of the protected party? I apologize.
Bridget Fowler,
Thank you.
no problem. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Judge.
You're all set, sir. On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Armani Markel Page 25-00296. Appearance, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Jonathan Foreman, Office of the Public Defender, here with Mr. Page, who's appearing from the Lansing Police Department lockup. We waive any in-person appearances.
Okay, Mr. Page, I have a misdemeanor complaint here. Let's see, allegations are that on or about December 13th, 2024 at 1221 North High Street, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, that you allegedly committed the act in count 1 of domestic violence, second offense. It states here that you did allegedly make an assault or assault and battery upon Alexica Prince, a resident or former resident of your household, or an individual with whom you had a dating relationship, and that this was contrary to MCL 750.812. There's a second offense notice. It says, take notice that the defendant was previously convicted of assaulting or assaulting and battering his spouse, former spouse, individual with whom he had a dating relationship, individual with whom he had a child in common, or a resident or former resident of his household by violating MCL 750.812 on or about October 15, 2020, and therefore upon conviction will be subject to an enhanced sentence under MCL 750.813. It also states restitution may be ordered as this offense may have resulted in damage to another individual's property, physical injury, or death to another individual. Again, this is a misdemeanor, and the maximum penalty is 1 year and or $1,000 in fines, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Do you understand the charge and the maximum penalty? You have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Foreman is representing you to be arraigned, but you do have the right to an attorney to represent you at all of your court appearances and if you're questioned by law enforcement. And if you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can make a request to have the public defender's office appointed at the expense of the public. You understand that, right? You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. So you can plead guilty, you can plead not guilty, or you can stand mute. If you stand mute, this matter will proceed all the way to jury trial. You have the right in this matter. What is happening here? Why does it say third offense and I have a second offense? I'm inclined to believe that there might be an error here because it says the complaint I have is a second offense notice, which is a misdemeanor, but it has it set for a probable cause conference.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But they also look like the clerk's office might have wrote third offense on there, so that might be what the error is. I'm looking at its criminal history. I don't see how he could have a third offense conviction. Double check though. Okay. This is a misdemeanor, so I won't go over your right to a preliminary examination at this time. You have the right to proceed to trial and the right to jury trial and the right to the presumption that you're innocent until proven guilty. You can require the prosecutor to prove your guilt by first proving each element of the charge of domestic violence, second, beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to be silent at any trial and not have that be used against you, or you can waive your silence at trial and take the stand and testify if you like. You also have the right to subpoena witnesses to testify on your behalf at your trial and to present evidence at trial that you believe show a defense to this charge. You also have the right to confront and cross-examine in court any of the prosecution's witnesses. It states here that you're currently scheduled for a exam before me. That date, I'm confident, is not accurate because this should not be listed as a domestic violence third, which is a felony. This is actually a domestic violence second. So there was some error, I believe, in the clerk's office. I'm going to imagine that it's still going to be assigned to me, but I'm not sure. And so we'll make sure you get your corrected date to appear. Your notice to appear right now says you need to appear by August 1st. So unless you get another notice to appear before then, you still appear August 1st, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we can give him another notice to appear for the correct date if need be.
Okay, that would be great because I don't see on his criminal history another domestic violence other than what was listed in the complaint. The complaint listed as a second offense. So I think it was just a clerical error. So we'll get you a pretrial date. Thank you. We'll get you a pretrial date. Your next court date is to appear for pretrial. Okay, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is he requesting the public defender to represent him, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, Judge.
I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Are you employed, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where?
H&H Custom Pallets.
Is that in Lansing?
Eden Rapids.
What's your home address?
5235 CROCUS Avenue.
CRO what?
CUS Avenue.
Give me the numbers again on that.
5235
235. What city is that in?
Lansing.
Okay, and you're saying CRO like cat?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm looking at the complaint and it has, that might be why you, okay, it says Gracchus. It has it with the G.
Oh yeah, it's Crocus with a C.
Got it.
Your Honor, if I may, I have that court date.
Okay, thank you.
August 4th, 2025 at 1:30 PM. And it is with you, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Thank you. You can appear via Zoom or in person, okay, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's see. What's your phone number?
Area code 201-993-7927.
201, where's that from?
New Jersey.
Okay. Are you on probation or parole at this time?
No.
You have any other court dates pending or court matters pending?
No, Your Honor.
Court's entering a not guilty plea on your behalf, noting that you are requesting the public defender's office to represent you. Let's see, counsel, you can address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. I spoke with Mr. Page this morning. He did inform me about prior domestic violence that the court read about or read off, but I believe that's his only prior criminal history. This was a warrant case, so there was no failure to appear on this case. He's informed me that he's never failed to appear for court before. He's lived in Lansing for basically his whole life. He has family in the area. He's provided the court with an alternate address where he can reside. That's where his mom lives. And he's working as well, as he informed the court. So given all that, we would request a personal bond in this matter.
That's definitely not his only prior criminal history, but I guess this is only other domestic violence. He's got some felony convictions for weapons, I see.
Understood, Judge. My apologies.
No problem. I don't believe he disclosed that to you. Let's see here. And then this was in 2024. Okay, a bond in this matter is set in the amount of $500, personal recognizance with GPS tether. While out on bond, you have the following conditions. You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to use alcohol or drugs unless you have a valid prescription. You're not to have contact directly or indirectly with the protected party who is Alexa or Alexica Prince. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that means you can't speak to her directly. You can't have anybody else make contact on your behalf. No text messages, DMs, letters, none of the above. You're not to be within 2,000 feet of wherever she is. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also, while out on bond, you're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court, and you must report to all of your court dates. Do you have any questions about your bond conditions?
No, Your Honor.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Judge, thank you.
You're all set, sir. On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Keith Allen Bloor. Counsel appearance.
Thank you, Judge. Jonathan Foreman, Office of the Public Defender, here with Mr. Bloor. He's appearing from the Lansing Police Department lockup, and we waive his in-person appearance for today's arraignment.
Thank you. Mr. Bloor, did I just see you yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
And when I saw you yesterday, was it for a violation of your bond conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
And when I saw you for the violation of your bond conditions, did I reiterate, which means go over again, your bond conditions to you? Did I?
You did go over that with me, yes.
Okay. And what were those conditions?
No contact, a tether. If I was to be out on bond, I'm guessing I misunderstood it. It was full. If I was on bond,
I'm
I was
gonna,
released.
Mr. Bloor, I'm gonna ask you not to
Nope.
speak about any potential allegations, but just to answer the judge's
Yeah,
direct questions. Okay?
Yeah, I'm asking about the bond conditions. The first thing you said, no contact. Interesting that that was the first thing you said. No contact with who?
Melissa Basinger.
Why did I, before I could leave the building, get notified that you not only violated that bond, but you did it from the jail as soon as I finished the arraignment? And that there was more than 9 phone calls to the protected party from the jail. So that brings you back before the court to be rearraigned on additional violations of your bond conditions for violating your bond from the Ingham or from the Lansing City lockup, that is, by making contact directly and or indirectly with Melissa Basinger. We've already gone over your right to have a contested hearing as to these violations and your right to be represented by an attorney. I'm assuming that you're going to carry your not guilty plea on these new violations that I'm advising you of at this point. These matters will be brought to Judge Flores so that you can have a hearing on the violations. I immediately revoked your ability to make phone calls from the jail because you can't seem to control what numbers you dial from the jail. In addition to that, it does not appear that you have any regard for a court order as it relates to not having contact and not being with the protected party, because what brought you before the court yesterday allegedly was that you were picked up in the vehicle with the protected party, that we have a pending assaultive action with you, naming her as the victim before Judge Flores. So at this time, your bond is revoked until you have a hearing with Judge Flores. Do you have any questions?
I do not.
Any additional matters for the record?
No, Judge, thank you.
You're all set.
Actually, I do have one. That
No,
means
no,
I
no,
can't
Mr.
call
Bloor,
my-
I'm gonna ask you not to make any statements at this time.
I was just wondering if I could call my brother, but I guess not.
Yeah, you can't because your phone privileges were revoked.
That's all I was asking.
Thank you. That's all I have.
You.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.